So let's see. Who wants to raise their hand and share who their client is? Who's your customer? Who's your reader? Nobody wants to share? Okay, Wendy, I'm going to take you off mute. Okay.
Okay, so my reader would be anywhere from 60 to 90 plus years old.
Mm-hmm.
And their struggle is, for a lot of them, is loneliness and being heard. And so what I want to offer is ways to connect and
be creative.
And be creative.
Yeah, I mean, you never hear of rest homes or senior places offering much creative ability. You know, it's all about sitting around playing cards and watching TV. That sucks. Who'd want to go that, right?
Exactly. and to think that they can be holding that in their hand and be able to be doing something creative. My goal would be to have them printed out and matted and have a show.
Awesome. Awesome. That's so cool. I could just see, you know, a whole group of these seniors sitting around going, oh, remember that? You know, and they're talking about their past and they're putting their photographs together and they're making these art pieces and then they have a show from it and people come in and love them. And then after the show, they're going, oh, well, that was really fun. We should do that again. You know?
Yeah, I think it's something that is heartfelt. Certainly from me to them.
Yeah.
And so I have been a caregiver for over 30 years, and so I have seen the struggles. And so
you know what they need.
Well, I know one little tiny bit where I can help.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, I'm going to put you back on mute here. Carol, who are you writing to?
Well, mine is basically women in their 50s and 60s. And it's interesting that Wendy mentioned about caregivers that, you know, have given basically control of their life and everybody else being more important. And now suddenly they've come to a point in their life where they need to be that way for themselves, but they don't know. So my book is going to give them, like, okay, you recognize this is great, but now these are the steps that you can take to get your life back, to get yourself on track, to stop self-sabotaging. Right. And
now, are you assuming that they're self-sabotaging? Because they may not be.
I was, yes, but that's a good question.
Be careful with that, because a lot of times people think, oh, I'm self-sabotaging, but really they just don't know how.
Yep.
And when you write copy for your book, you can't assume that they're self-sabotaging, because that's kind of like a guilt trip.
Yeah.
You know, so just say, you know, do you want to go do such and such, and you just don't know how? And then they'll go, well, yeah, that's true. Instead of calling it self-sabotaging, that's like a new age jargon kind of thing, where we're blaming people essentially for not knowing what to do. Whereas they've just gotten to a certain stage in life where they were never trained to do this or that, or they simply bypassed that because they had their attention on their kids or on their business or whatever. So they just don't know how. Yep. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute here and go to Diane. Diane, did you want to say anything?
Sure. My age group would be similar, 50 to 90, maybe younger. Okay. I have a target market issue because I think what I'm planning to offer and have been offering is universal.
Okay, what is it that your one reader, just pick one reader, okay? Because a 50-year-old is going to be really different from a 90-year-old. They're not going to have the same problems. They're not going to have the same wishes. Pick one and then go with that. And you can write another book for your 90-year-old. That's the cool thing about this.
Okay.
You can write a series of
Right.
books, you know, for the 50-year-old, for the 60-year-old, for the 70-year-old, you know, because a 90-year-old is going to have trouble with falling and with maybe even dementia or digestion not working as well. Whereas a 50-year-old is just coming off, you know, right at the peak of their life. Their kids are grown. They've got the energy to go out and build a garden or go travel around the world. Whereas a 90-year-old is not going to want to do that. So what does she wish that she had? What does she wish that she could do?
Okay.
It's going to be really different, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
Good.
Well, to maintain, yeah, it is. To maintain flexibility, physical, mental comfort, to improve balance and stability. This is a movement been techniques for many, many years, and I got the outline done.
Okay.
It's just how to
So
do that target market.
So you can write that really differently for your 50-year-old because they're probably still fairly healthy. You know, 45 to 50, that's right at the crest of, of where things start falling apart. And you can say, listen, you know, you're 50 years old. When you're 90, you're not going to be able to do the things that you wish you could do now. So, and
Right.
then when you write, you're not.
So it's a main.
So when you write for your 90-year-old,
it's a maintenance.
it's going to be really different because they're going to want to regain their flexibility and their ability to digest and whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put you on mute. Welcome, Kristen. I'm going to put you off mute here. Nice to have you. I can't hear you, but that's okay. I'm going to go on to teaching the next segment here. Nice to have you. Okay.